Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. Today's video is sponsored by Babbel, the #1 language learning app in the world. I want to show you some features here. I've decided to learn Swedish, so here, check it out. I'm not sure if I've shared this here, but my background is Swedish, and I wanted to get back to my roots and brush up on my Swedish. So Babbel is perfect for this. It's different from other language apps because it's 100% ad-free. They use actual people with experience teaching instead of AI technology, which is common with other language apps. And there are incredible results. University studies have shown that 15 hours of Babbel equals 1 semester of college Spanish. Pretty cool. So head down to my link right now to get 50% off 6 months for a limited time only. So check it out. And tack så mycket. Okay. For today's video, we are going to be focusing on moving through, supporting, clearing, messing around in the throat chakra. I've been so pleasantly surprised and excited about your response to this chakra series so far. I don't know why, I figured because there's so much information out there and so many videos about chakras, I wasn't expecting such a positive response and so many of you. So thank you. I'm really excited about it. I love talking about chakras, obviously. So, yeah. As always, your comments are beautiful and inspiring and make me so happy. So thank you. And thank you for keeping it so respectful and such respectful conversations and support of each other. Thank you. Okay. So first, I'd like to move through with the selenite wand and clear a little bit in the throat chakra. So we're just going to really dedicate this entire session to focusing on the throat. So anything that's not in service of your wisest, most empowered and aligned self, if it's available to be cleared, we're just clearing that now. Okay? When I work in the throat chakra, I never touch the throat, even when I'm doing a hands-on healing in person. I never touch the throat. I tend to hook my hand sort of like this underneath the jaw, the chin, and then kind of cup the jaw and then leave a little bit of space in between to send that energy. Both hands, but I have something in my other hand. So all of this work that we're doing here, anytime I'm placing my hands for the hands-on healing, that's how we're going to do it. I might in sessions place my hand on the back of the neck, but I don't ever touch the front of the neck. It tends to be an incredibly sensitive spot, and I feel that hovering the hands works great. Okay. It's interesting. One thing I've noticed is how many of us have blockages or are out of balance in this particular chakra. You know, it's just always so interesting to me, just from clients and the collective to people in my personal life. There's just so many of us who are either overactive or underactive, over-energized or under-energized, and in want of some balance, wanting some balance. So I was really excited to do the throat in particular from this chakra series, because it's such a big part of my practice. Okay. And then a few little swoops. So anything that you might have come in with from the day, or just clearing that, if it's available to be cleared. Great. I'm gonna get a little bit in the back here. So coming over your head and then moving right through the base of the neck there, base of the head, top of the spine. Okay, great. Now I'm going to use this sage, they're trusty matches, to light our sage, set our intention, and then we'll draw the sacred symbols. Okay. So, on behalf of our wisest, most empowered selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for aligning the throat chakra, activating where it needs to be activated, soothing where it needs to be soothed, clearing and cleansing where it needs to be cleared and cleansed. Okay. Igniting the flow of Reiki healing energy. We're going to draw the symbols. The smoke is sealing this intention here and seeing it through time and space to where and whenever you happen to be receiving this session. Okay. About a foot from your throat chakra. A bit more than that, actually. We are going to be drawing the symbols here, and I'll be muttering under my breath. Okay, now I'm going to move this sage all around the throat chakra, shifting an intention here for this present moment so that this can now clear and cleanse what is no longer in service of that intention. So it's imbued with our intention, and now it's clearing and cleansing anything that is not in service of that intention. It's being a little poppy. It's like I'm just collecting it. Just making sure that we're being safe. It's tricky with when sage gets old. Mature. Not old. Mature. Okay. Alright. Moving around and through. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Today we have a little mist, a little aura spray. This one has tea tree, eucalyptus, and a little bit of lavender. The main two ingredients are tea tree and peppermint. It has a little eucalyptus and a little lavender. But I think I put 15 drops of peppermint. So there's quite a lot of peppermint. I love to use peppermint for the throat chakra. I was going to say, I wouldn't have left that out. What am I talking about? Tea tree as well. Lavender to soothe. Eucalyptus to perk up. Okay, so we're just going to spray around you. I'm going to spray on either side of the throat here and then straight ahead. So it's going to mist you a little bit, but you're not going to get wet at all. Okay? So to your right. Now to your left. Great. Now we're just going to spray it at the throat. One more time. It smells so good. So refreshing. Spray a little bit around, and then on my hands. I hope you can imagine those smells. It's an awful lot of peppermint that I put in there, but I think because it is such a large bottle, it smells very balanced. It's almost like, you almost can't distinguish the different smells. It just smells very uplifting. I don't know if it's nice when I explain the smells, but maybe if you can imagine it energetically, it might translate. Okay. Great. So I'm just going to start by playing around with some stones. I'm going to place 2 pieces of sodalite. Sodalite is going to be our theme stone for today. A raw piece, which was the first piece of sodalite that I ever got. And then a polished piece of sodalite. And I'm just going to place them on either side of your neck. So we're just inviting this 2 different kinds of energy, but creating a little bit of a balance with those 2 energies. This polished, kind of gentle energy, and then a bit more of like still very gentle, but a bit more of sporadic kind of, that doesn't sound relaxing at all. Kind of explosive energy is what I was going to say. But still, maybe we can say pulsating energy. So I'll place these on either side of your neck here, very gently. Okay. And now I'd like to just begin by moving through with some stones. We're going to move through with our blue lace agate. Very gentle stone, very relaxing, great for that gentle expression. And sodalite, not a more, less gentle stone at all, but more of a kind of cutting through things. I love sodalite for the truth, like cutting straight through to the core of it. I think if there's any issues with kind of communicating your truth or even figuring out what your truth is, I love to use sodalite. And I think blue lace agate is just really nice for just that tension when you kind of get like either a blockage, a tightness, a pressure, where it feels difficult to swallow, where it feels like there's just a lot of stuff happening like in this area. I think blue lace agate for me is just a great one just to kind of move through that space. And I'll even hold it against because when I'm doing Reiki sessions on myself, I do touch my throat. And I'll just hold it there. And it's a great one, very gentle. So we're going to kind of be combining these two energies and just sort of playing around a little bit with these two different sides of healing and balancing the throat chakra. Okay? So I'm just going to sort of play around in this area here. So we can have a lack of balance in the throat chakra show up as an overactive throat chakra. Some signs of which could be seen in gossiping, kind of oversharing, hoarding the conch shell. So kind of, just a lack of balance in terms of communicating and receiving, that giving and receiving in communication. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're not listening or that you're not a good listener, but maybe just that it sort of feels a little bit like I want to keep talking to kids up because it's so much fun. Which we've all been there, and it can be very exhilarating, right? But finding a balance there might be more about just an awareness of those who are receiving what we're sharing. To say, oh, maybe this individual isn't in a place to receive all of this right now. And then that balance can be found sometimes by finding different ways of expressing all of that beautiful, yummy experience, thoughts, the expression of feelings, all of that. Finding a new kind of creative way of expressing ourselves. An overactive throat chakra could be overthinking things. The conscious mind just overplaying different thought patterns over and over again. So we're just encouraging here, maybe just an awareness. Do any of those resonate with you? I'm definitely feeling a lot in the throat chakra, so maybe we have some overactive throat chakras in the collective. Or maybe it's sort of an overactive throat chakra could indicate that we have been kind of from work or from obligations, and certainly so many of us are using our voices right now in beautiful ways, standing up for what we believe in, speaking our truths in beautiful ways. And maybe that is just, we're maybe speaking in a way that we haven't before, and it's just feeling a little fatigued. Maybe our throat chakra is just a little overworked, and maybe we just need to give it a little bit of a rest so we can come back with that beautiful vitality of expression and truth. Like maybe we can put the sort of truth down for just a little bit so we can come back ready to go. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place these right beneath those stones that I've already placed. So we're going to kind of keep this flow going here on either side, okay? Great. Now what I'd like to use is this little pineapple quartz. Love it. So cute. So for this, I'm just going to do a bit of kind of creating a little channel here, opening up that channel and letting things flow, seeing if there are any blockages, seeing if we can break through them, pierce through them, kind of pop them open, allow them to crumble, and then we'll wash them away. And also for kind of rewriting. Okay? So we're just going in, creating this beautiful flow here in the throat. don't know about you, but my throat is already feeling much more free. It's so powerful to bring awareness, isn't it? Just bringing awareness, checking in with our bodies. I mean, you know this, so many of you come in and say, I've been so busy, or I was at work all day and then I put this on and I immediately, was able to relax. You allowed yourself to relax, which is such a beautiful thing. And then I noticed I had been holding this tension in my shoulders, or that there was this ball in my solar plexus, or that you had been clenching your brow all day and you didn't even notice. And just inviting that awareness in, and your body knows how to take care of itself. Okay, great. So now I'm just going to sort of start rewriting. So now anything that you want to fill in here, you can. So, an underactive throat chakra, which is very common, can look like difficulty communicating, particularly communicating your truth, communicating in a truthful, open, honest, and vulnerable way. It can look like kind of wanting to sort of go along with what others are saying, agreeing for the sake of it. A lot of it comes down to fear, and that's not fun. Because your voice deserves to be heard, Your perspective and your experience are important. They're not more important than anybody else, but, they're important. It's important that we communicate and share and express ourselves, I think. You have value. Your voice is valuable. Your voice is helpful. Your truthful experience, your truthful expression of your experience is very helpful. It's also a great way of deeply connecting with others. Again, like cutting through that nonsense and just connecting. Cutting through like ulterior motives or the misalignment of what I say and what I think, but rather integrating those, weaving those two things together. What I say and what I think are aligned. Obviously, there are circumstances and things like that, but that our aim in communicating is for honesty and openness, connection and kindness. Or at least that we're speaking from that place. Sometimes our motivation for communicating is to get a donut or a promotion. But just trying to move through from a place of compassion, kindness, and connection. And just this inner knowing that your voice is valuable, that you have inherent value. And that we need to hear your voice. I'm just going to kind of hold this here, kind of send this energy in. Now I'm going to move through with this blue calcite. And this is large stone, as you can see, unless you're just listening to this. I'm just going to be moving through, probably drawing some symbols and moving through around the throat chakra. Okay. So blue calcite is great for healing the throat chakra. I like to use it for moving through, expressing ourselves when we're experiencing negative emotions. So kind of moving through those and healing. Because life can't really, for so many of us, be put on hold for these negative emotions. And so finding ways of continuing to move through the world and express ourselves honestly without lying or anything like that about what we're experiencing, but without misplacing some of these negative emotions. I hope that makes sense. And that I'm not like negativity shaming anyone. But that, we're moving from a place of connection and togetherness and unity. So it can be helpful for kind of aligning different perspectives. And if you were to use blue calcite along with ruby and fuchsite or unikite, it's great for seeing things from the other's perspective and then communicating clearly through that. Calcite is so nice. I love calcites. Okay. Alright. It's feeling really, really really good. The throat is feeling good in the collective. Okay, so what I'd like to do lastly here, actually two things. I would like to light this Palo Santo. It's old and it doesn't always like to work for me, but we'll see. So I'd like to light this, and then we'll use my selenite tower and sort of pluck or pull anything that might be caught in the throat. Any little blockages that might be caught in there, we'll just gently remove them. And then we're going to cast them into the smoke from this Palo Santo, okay? Okay, it's working. Hopefully it stays. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. This is also nice because, we're working here in the throat. This is a very grounding scent. Okay, very grounding. So I'm going to be placing this here. We're just going to have it smolder away. Get it at the right angle so it keeps on cooking. And then I'm just going to use the tower here. And we are going to move through, kind of pull anything that might be stuck or blocked. I'd love to hear how many of you tend to have tightness in the throat. because I know a lot of you really seemed to enjoy my communication video, or found it useful. So I'm wondering how many of you feel like on the regular you have tightness, tension, pressure. Sometimes it can almost feel like you're being choked. When you're not communicating, it's like your voice and your truth wants to get out so badly. It's almost like putting pressure on your throat chakra, on your throat, in the energy space. Can cause a great deal of stress and anxiety when we feel like we aren't being heard, maybe being able to express ourselves. When we're not able to express our truth, sometimes that can lead to resentments. So we just want to make sure that we're on top of this so that we can keep our beautiful, healthy, open, and honest relationships with other people flowing, open. It's hard, but we're just working on it, just moving through it. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Okay. Great. Now I'm just going to draw the symbols on my hands, and I'll just place my hands ever so gently just outside of your throat chakra, tucked under your chin. Okay. Going to place my hands behind your neck and then the other one tucked under your chin here, okay? slowly. There's a really nice flow happening here. Okay, great. Now one more time with our selenite wand, and we're all done. Say maybe do a little bit of grounding after this session. Maybe chair pose or just kind of wiggling your feet, clenching and releasing your toes. Just to invite some awareness and energy down below so that we can have some balance here. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, be well.